Hey, welcome everybody to the Culturalist podcast, Conversations with Pam Ross. I am Pam Ross, and I just can't thank you enough for taking a few minutes of your time to join us in this conversation. Either you're interested or you're just flat out nosy, but either way, we love you for it. Hey, joining me as always is my content curator, Dion Cobb. What's up, Dion?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing
How's everybody
good.
doing out there?
I hope everybody's well.
Yeah.
Podcast land. Remember when people would say Radio Land?
In Radio Land, or remember when they would say you have a face for radio? That was a
Oh.
horrible compliment.
Well, let me
Glad
tell you
we
something.
don't.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. We do this podcast, and I was so agreeable to do it. Once I finally said, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because I thought, it's a podcast. You can look however you want to look.
I was like, no problem.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hello. Conversations with Dion. She's the most curious person I know. This is going to be easy. She'll ask me great questions, and we're going to have an amazing time.
Right.
And then this YouTube thing happened.
That
I was like,
that was you guys. I was like, oh, we're going to record now? Okay.
I know. So now you got to wear lipstick and a good bra.
Yeah, well. Guess we get a good sports bra.
No, man. No, that doesn't work.
No? You know when you're running, or you're at the gym?
Yeah.
Because you run.
I don't go to the gym.
I'm not there yet. But before the
yeah.
pandemic, we used to, right?
Yeah.
And people are like, just run. I'm like, you have A, so it doesn't hurt you. But if you have larger than an A to run or jump or bounce, can be painful.
Can
be very painful.
But no, I'm well equipped. So when I run, I'm strapped.
Oh, you gotta strap the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just pay the money and get the best I can afford, and then I'm gonna run. But hey, if you're listening and you represent Lane Bryant and you want to sponsor this here running gal, and I never thought I would run. I used to tell people I'm not built for running. I don't run. And then I was helping a young lady at church to start a running club. And I said to her, well, I'll loan you some of my influence. I'll show up for the first couple of days. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'll do a couple of social media posts. I'll greet people, and we'll help get some people in your running club.
Yeah.
Well, on the first day, I thought it was going to be like, hi, I'm Pam. I'm not a runner. Like I thought we were going to talk about running. And on the first day, you know what we did?
You ran.
We ran.
Because you are in a
running club. Hello, that part got me. So I literally ran a mile.
That's so good.
And I thought, I'm not dead.
You didn't die.
Like the first time I fasted overnight, I woke up the next morning and I just felt like, I just felt like I had conquered the whole world. Like when I fasted a whole day.
A whole day, yeah.
When I woke up the next morning, I felt like I'd conquered the whole world.
And you know how in the Bible,
I put my flesh under subjection. Yeah, ma'am, 24 hours.
But you know how it says you're not supposed to let people know that you're fasting?
Right.
So, and then you're like, but I want them to know that I accomplished
so I can get my reward.
Don't you know? Look,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm fasting. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know.
Fasting.
Yeah. Don't ask me about my fast. I'm too humble to. No, don't ask me. I'm too humble to tell you about my fast. I need a shirt.
Are you fasting? Why? Yes, I am.
Seriously though, it gets so uncomfortable if you're on a prolonged fast, because people will start to notice that, hey, you're not eating, And if you're serious about something and you really need clarity, I need some clarity from God. You're so serious, and you take all those little points of don't tell anybody, you're gonna lose your. People get religious.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's like, are you eating?
Religious.
I can't tell you because I need a
breakthrough.
Man, never mind.
I think he'll still give it to you.
Yeah,
I think you're okay.
Your heart is right.
Yeah.
You're going to still be able to hear the Lord.
That always makes me, my friend, Yvette always talks about fasting. She's like, I just need them to eat a mint. Just pop a mint. I'm like, Evie, calm down.
There is a such thing as fasting breath, though.
Yeah, and so I'm like,
there is a such thing. I have experienced it.
Yeah, and okay, sorry, off topic, completely off topic.
Well, I mean, it's a very good topic. I think we'll come back to it because I do have a guest coming up this month, and I want to talk to him about appetites, not just. I mean, we can talk about fasting a little bit, but I do also want to talk to him about managing your appetites in every way. Yeah. Which brings me.
I was gonna say, hey now.
To your topic.
No, not my topic.
This here. Oh no, this is you the content curator.
Well,
what I call you?
But curator.
Yes, you.
Curator.
Yeah, you are the content curator.
So we were talking about this before the article came out, remember?
We were talking about this before the article came out.
And so how we saw a picture, I saw Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
Not Michael Jordan, Michael B. Jordan.
My God.
Black Panther and
Creed.
That Michael B. Jordan, guys.
Great actor.
So now here's the thing though. Because you guys were like, rawr, and jumped on me. And I'm like, no. It's not that I don't think he's
jump on you.
handsome. And I think he looks great. I think it's so weird because I think he's handsome. I think he looks great. I think he's a great guy. He doesn't do it for me.
Now this is what led us to the next part of this conversation.
Yeah.
The idea of, I said, oh, well, if you think he's a handsome guy, then we all agree.
Yeah.
And you said, no, he doesn't do it. I'm like, do what? What is it that you think the man ought to be doing?
You know, there's no quiver there.
And scene. Okay, so
there's no quiver.
There is a moratorium.
In the
no, there's a moratorium. No one there should be no quivering.
No quivering for single women, huh?
No, man. That's dangerous.
No. So no quiver, no tickle.
No, because I think you can look at someone and say, "Wow, that's a good looking guy."
That's how I feel about him. Like he's so.
But I think that if you no, there's no quivering. I think if you're looking long enough and your mind goes to a certain place,
I guess you're right.
That causes your liver to quiver. We're gonna just call it a liver. That's code word for something else.
And I wasn't even thinking about it from that point. I'm not gonna
What were you thinking about?
Just you don't get verklempt and all that.
Perklempt.
But I just when you thought about it,
perklempt is a Southern American term for the vapors. If you're from if you're from New York.
Did I get the vapors?
Yeah.
No, and that's so weird because he is so good looking. I mean, when I say that. You and it was Ailey, our producer, and then Crystal, our videographer, and I think someone else was here, and you guys were like, "What are you talking about? We want to smack you about the face. That man is gorgeous." I was like, "No, I agree with you. He's totally gorgeous."
Yeah.
It's just the weirdest thing. I don't know.
And then hilariously, I think what you are. I think everybody at the table agreed.
Yeah.
But when you said he doesn't do it, then that's what made me say, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? He's not supposed to do it. There's nobody that's doing it.
There's no heaving bosoms.
No, there's nobody that's doing it.
And
there shouldn't be anybody that's doing it.
No.
So if you're single,
no quiver in the liver, huh?
No, because then you're getting into the L word, and it's not love. Now you're getting a little lusty. Oh. Now you're getting a little lusty, like, ooh, baby.
So if you're single,
yes,
you can't. Okay, we know lust is a bad thing, but you can't look at someone and say, ooh, baby.
No.
Really? Really? You can't be like, oh.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe because I'm an old lady. I'm not dead, though.
I'm about to pull Ailey into this one because I want to know. Ailey, can
shout it over here.
Yeah.
I don't. Could you define lust? Can you give me a
Maybe that's what
it's when you're looking at someone and you want them sexually, and I think that's what you were saying. Like, I think he's a good-looking guy, but he doesn't do it, and so that's why I said nobody should be doing it.
Oh, okay, I guess.
Am I wrong? Is that not the definition? Crystal, did you hear Crystal behind the camera? She said,
She did. Crystal's married, guys, so she can lust after her husband.
Who does it for you?
I told you guys, we already had this conversation.
I don't know. I want to know.
Momoa.
Who?
Jason Momoa. Aquaman.
Oh,
Aquaman. And he's sexy. Like, when I look, okay, so I'm looking at Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, so I mean, this is what I thought was interesting is that right after we had that conversation, here he is, People Magazine, Sexiest Man Alive 2020.
So it's sad that he just won this award.
It is.
Won it a long time ago.
He's a baby.
I mean, John Legend was the sexiest man alive before him.
But it doesn't matter. It's not like a pageant.
But it is a popularity contest.
Oh, it is.
It's a popularity contest.
This is important.
But
Oh
also,
my God,
you guys
that's
gotta remember, singers always get people and are considered sexy because they
Because they
can
swoon
sing to
you. They swoon you.
Think about in the old days. Not that sounds horrible. Not the old days. I apologize if you are older and listen to Julio Iglesias.
This is Dion's last and final.
But remember when people would throw their panties like the old?
Oh
panties at him,
yes, I
and,
thought
like,
it was young women that did that.
and,
Tom
like,
Jones, they did that to Tom
Yes.
Jones back in the day.
And like Tom Jones is like my granddad. Like
I know. So y'all have to just Google who these people are. But they were hip
Teddy
swingers. Teddy.
Okay, never understood that.
Me either. But
I
you know what it
never
was?
got it.
It wasn't necessarily. You're right. It wasn't the persona.
See, but it was.
It
a
was
singer.
the music because women are moved emotionally.
Yeah, slid them panties right off.
Women
The
are
song
moved
said,
literally.
Ooh yeah.
And they were like, here they come. Fruit of the Loom right here. Coming at you.
So I see. That's why. That's why.
Michael B. Jordan. So now this is what I find
John
very
Legend.
interesting. 2020, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
2019, John Legend.
Ooh.
Back to back black men. That was the other thing.
You ain't ready. You ain't done.
Oh, I forgot about him.
2018, Idris.
Yeah.
Now, if you got to go into 2019. You got to go to 2017
2017.
for Blake.
He should have. I'm not gonna say. I
Blake.
reserve judgment on that.
And they posed him up and everything.
I know Blake doesn't do it for me either.
Nobody should be doing it.
Okay.
I say you better
I'm
stop
not-
letting these people do anything. I said, do you didn't I? I'm sorry. Do it for you.
Nobody's doing it, and I'm not doing it to myself.
Thank you.
I think it was just seriously like just a turn of phrase.
Yeah, it was. Like, I ain't done do it for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, you don't find him desirable.
No, and I think part
That
for
could
Michael
be
B.
the
Jordan,
phrase.
I
That
think
could be the phrase.
I
Not
think-
necessarily doesn't do it for me. I just don't really find
no,
him
I think I
desirable.
see him as a student. Like I see him
Exactly.
because he
He's a
seems
baby.
so young,
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh no.
That's why I told Ailey it might have been a little creepy for him to be People Magazine Sexiest Man Alive, and you're
thinking, but he's not. He's like
you're a baby.
Isn't he like late 20s,
That's a baby.
early 30s?
That's a baby.
33.
He's 33. Okay, he's older than I thought.
Oh, now you're reconsidering.
No, not at all. He's still like a baby. I still feel like, oh, he's so cute. Come here, little.
I
Come here, Michael. So
Little-
that's
little
what it
cutie.
is. We have discovered it. That's why he doesn't make me quiver, which I should not be doing anyway.
Because he's a baby.
Because he's a baby.
Yeah.
He's like my little nephew. Like, oh,
Exactly.
Michael, hi.
I think, have we solved the mystery?
We solved the mystery of Michael B. Jordan. That's what it is. Because I just see him as my nephew or my student.
But you know what's really interesting? I find this extremely interesting. Older men.
They can get
Oh,
it.
God. But no. Well, no. Some of the, like, Idris was older.
Yeah.
And was
That's what I'm saying. He makes sense. That you're
But
like,
older,
okay.
like, we as adult women, we don't look at young guys and we're like, ooh, baby.
No, it's creepy because you want to
But-
mother them. You're like,
Yes.
oh, come here, little, come here. Let me fix you up.
See, sons
Although-
and nephews. What?
I think you and I both tend to get hit on guys younger than us.
All the time. It's not
Yeah.
workable.
So it doesn't.
It's not workable. I always say, tell your rich uncle to call me. Tell your rich uncle I said,
Give me
hey.
a call. Oh, you're so cute, baby.
I know.
And then I feel bad because they are grown men.
They are. And they're probably looking
They're grown
to
men.
find a mate and settle down and have some children. And,
Well, you're like, I'm done with that, huh?
sir,
We can always adopt.
no. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
I wouldn't start over. Mm-mm.
Yeah, for you. I mean, you have.
Oh,
kids.
yes. Oh, no. Done.
3 and done.
3 and done. So, no, really, I'm done.
Okay, I know we probably have talked about this, but what
Yeah.
if he had a 16-year-old?
Is it-
So they're not a kid, but they're a kid.
Man, you have a 16-year-old? Okay, let me see how old is my youngest. It could possibly work.
Because they're almost out of the nest.
Almost.
Okay, what if they were
A 6-year-old?
11?
11? No.
11-year-old.
No. Done.
So teenager.
No. I mean, yeah, older teenager.
Like
That's
almost
so
out of the house
selfish.
teenager.
This is so selfish of me. If you're
Why?
Well, you just gotta know what you gotta love your life.
No, I'm saying that's not selfish.
Thank you.
I would rather you tell like someone new, like the people say, well, it shouldn't matter. But if the dude has 5 kids, that is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Ailey, would you marry a dude that had 5 kids already?
Only because that's a lot of
No.
tuition. It's a financial responsibility.
It is.
And when you get to be at different stages of life, it's less about a courtship and it's more about a memo of agreement.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we going to be shelling? Okay, so even if he was a widower. A widow? Widow.
Widower.
Widower, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still kids you have to put through school.
It is.
Get married.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That's
so terrible. But, you know.
Yeah. So, Michael B. Jordan, I just want you to know, if you are listening, I think you are beautiful.
And we see you as a youngin'.
My nephew or my student. So, I cannot, in my head, wrap around. Yeah.
But you know what I'm discovering? Now, I think this is really interesting as I'm scrolling through all of this. 2012, Channing.
Yeah.
2013, okay, this guy, he's just amazing.
Oh, I was like,
Adam Levine.
Yeah,
Adam Levine is just phenomenal.
He's still not the sexiest man. I like Adam. Adam's not the sexiest man alive.
Oh,
not at all. Now that's a great picture of Adam.
It is.
But Adam should have stopped there instead of like.
That's hilarious. Oh man, are we objectifying these guys?
No, if you're in a magazine.
If you're on a magazine cover talking about I'm the sexiest man alive, yeah, then apparently not.
Now Chris Hemsworth, super cute.
Cool.
Yeah. So. And that's the problem. It is so objective. It's subjective.
It's so
like
subjective.
If we were on the panel, if everybody were on the panel, it would be because
you know what I find,
in 5 different.
This
views.
is what I was gonna say as you're scrolling through this. There's no
consistency.
There's no consistency. It's very random. So there's no standard of you got to be this size, this height, this shape. You know, very much we get that in the realm of women.
Oh,
you know what I mean? One body type.
It's the best body
type. It's all the like your particular height, your particular size, your particular shape. And guys don't seem to have that. All these guys look very different. They're very Michael's much shorter than Idris.
Is he?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, and
so I don't think that there's like one.
No, because men, they look at men for what they have.
Yeah.
And they look at women as what we are. Like, she is hot. She is stacked.
It's more of a package deal.
He is a singer, so it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even though there are great women who are singers, you don't see them being talked about in the same way as great. You know what I'm saying?
True. I get it.
And that's what's unfair. But even looking at that, like, I remember I would listen and they would list the sexiest man alive. Ooh, sorry. For the longest, it was always a white guy.
I know, and I think it's very interesting that the last 3 years. What? Last 3 years.
Do you think that's intentional, though?
Yes.
And why is that?
I think that brown skin is becoming a more popular thing.
Is it popular or is it...
It's trendy.
So
yeah,
now
I think brown skin is becoming a more of a trendy thing.
Yeah, and I think that's...
Because, that was even my prediction regarding women of color. Mm-hmm. That the idea of looking at the value of... Because women of color have... So it's so easy to say negative things, put them on the bottom, make it the heart, you know? Even, and don't get me started on this, but I'm already started, right?
Might as well go now.
But even the morning that the election was called, that morning, even I was in prayer, and I really began to feel that God is getting ready to do something. The hand of the Lord coming upon women of color.
Yeah, I remember you said
yes.
that. Yeah.
I said the hand of the Lord is coming upon women of color, and there's coming a value. And this is the other thing I said. I said the church will miss out. The church will miss out because they're so man-centered.
Yeah, I was going to say
but the world is about to pay for and receive the genius of the black woman, right? Yeah. So then I get up that morning, then I'm like, wah, writing all this stuff down, and then I see, oh my gosh, the vice president-elect is a woman of color. Mm-hmm. So I think that what we're going to see is, and this is me thinking. Don't
Right.
tell nobody that.
This is not thus saith the Lord.
No,
huh?
this is not the saith the Lord.
And I hear the Lord say.
I'm not calling for
You're not-
angels from Africa. I am an angel from
You're
Africa.
not gonna
How
have
about
to
that?
rescind your.
No, I'm not gonna have to
prophetic
rescind.
word, huh?
No,
You're not
I'm
gonna
not
have
gonna
to take
do
it back.
What I'm just saying is, I think what you're going to see is in the business industry, in cosmetics, and in particularly in retail, you're going to begin to see a lot more representation.
You have to.
And corporate America is going to begin to pull on
Yeah.
that level of leadership.
It has
and
to.
genius.
Because the world doesn't look like what we see. Let me say
Yeah.
that. The world does not look like what we have been fed. And
I'm
people are
telling
starting
you.
to be angry.
Yeah. Woo.
Angry. People
My
are angry.
God, they are.
They're
It's,
angry.
it's shocking.
Mm-hmm.
It's really shocking. And even in our political climate, I mean, the extremes that we're going to.
Yeah.
It's really surprising. And it's like you connect to someone and then they begin to drag you and you go with and you go with. But when do you finally decide, okay, I'm going to let this thing go?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
How far down are you going to go? Or how far over are you willing to go? I asked a friend of mine and we had her on the show, Jennifer Bibb. She dealing with trauma. Amazing counselor. And she recommends this book called The Cross and the Lynching Tree.
Oh,
I haven't read it. I can't. I don't know if I have that many tears yet. I don't think I can read it. But it marries and it shows the history of the marriage between evangelical church and lynching. And so,
Faith and Prejudice on
yes!
Facebook. I love that.
So how
I
far are
watched
you
that.
willing to publicly go before it becomes very obvious?
And before you're willing to call it out.
Before you're willing to call it.
Call
yeah, before you're willing to call it.
don't-
And regardless of everything else, like we're friends, we get along really well. And there's probably a lot about me that you love, right? But if there was something that I was doing that you're like, hey, this
Constantly,
part, you might want to pray about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I don't know if I would say pray, but I would be like,
this is a little bit nuts here.
Yeah.
Like everything else is, I'm digging it. But this part,
you got to work on.
no. Yeah. Yeah. So when are people willing to call it? But anyway, good conversation.
As always.
I know.
So let's wrap this up. Let's sum this up. So I should not be quivering.
Quivering.
For anyone.
Lord have mercy. I don't know. Like I can't afford to quiver.
Can't afford to quiver.
No, I would get carried away.
And because then you would start heaving.
Ma'am. And from quiver to heave, I don't know what comes after that.
Wrap it back up because we're not supposed to know yet.
I don't want to know.
No. But always fun talking with you about this.
I know.
Always fun looking at nice looking people.
I'm telling you.
Doesn't hurt that he's pretty.
And beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's someone for everyone.
Thank you for listening.
Let's pull that shade right on down there. Let's pull that down.
Hey, no, seriously, thank you guys so much for listening to the Culturalist podcast. Conversations with Pam Ross. I am Pam Ross, and this is
Dion.
Whoop, whoop, the amazing educator, brilliant conversationalist. We hope y'all have an amazing week. Blessings.
Bye.